So, as vengeance for Iran's non-submission and dying like they were supposed to in a decapitation strike by Israel, back in June, they will attack again. Now, they know that they're going to get their asses kicked by Iranian rockets, so the only way they can stop them is tactical nukes, and lots and lots and lots of them all over western Iran, up against the border with Iraq, and then Jordan, and then Israel, barely 1,000 kilometers away. And prevailing winds generally blow, they're a little bit on that bit where they can blow east or west, so they're inevitably going to come, the fallout will probably go all over Israel anyway. Now, it's not going to destroy the bases, they're under the ground, but what they'll probably try and do is make it so radioactive, I'm not joking, so radioactive, it's the only thing they can do. They got nothing else. So radioactive that anyone popping out to fire off a missile will be exposed to radiation. So they can get all their hazmat suits on, I guess. So there'll be dudes showing up with rockets, launchers, and hazmat suits on, I suppose. And they better have hose down facilities that they better install quickly under the ground to wash away the radioactive material off the hazmat suits, and hang out in there with their own special air conditioning systems to filter that sort of thing. That's what I mean. It wouldn't surprise me. They're complete psychopaths, and of course, though, the only thing that could stop them from doing that. And, oh, by the way, those tactical nukes would be launched from an F-15 Strike Eagle or something, some try and fly a B-2 bomber, or I don't know. That's their thinking still back in the 1990s. Aircraft are the biggest. No, missiles are the thing, right? Asymmetrical military development went down that path before. Now, that means these planes are also vulnerable to air defenses, basically anti-missile missiles. Trump said that anti-missile missiles, the same definition as me. But anyway, let's call it air defenses. So, bear with me. That being the case, I would say that it's essential. I think I was thinking of the R-37M. I think it's the R-37M missile, a very long-range air-to-air missile on some Su-35s. All the radars, all the air defenses, and including the R-37M missile that Russia has, is essential to shoot down these planes. And I would say that Russia would probably, this is crossing the line if you're going to do that. They won't listen, they'll probably go ahead and do it. And because they failed with Russia, they tried to overthrow, destroy the war, not to overthrow Russia militarily, but destroy Russia from the war to enact regime change. That failed. So there's now focusing on Iran, and that's the southern border of Russia, and then China's next. So they're trying to destroy BRICS. They're trying to introduce their Israeli-led hegemony. So things are pretty hectic, and Russia has to act, not just by supplying Iran or bolstering their air defenses, but they might have to say to Israel, if you start using tactical nukes, you've crossed the line. I would say Oreshnik missiles are the unstoppable conventional weapon that is as devastating as nukes, but without the fallout. Just wondering, because that's what I'm talking about here is a realistic possibility, and of course it would be started by Israel, an unprovoked attack by Israel. I don't see the point in them going again at Iran with conventional weapons. They've with their planes getting close to the border and launching from standoff distance some missiles and things. Very ineffectual, especially now that they've lost the element of surprise. And Iran is not only on alert, but also bolstered by Russian air defences. If they're planning something in September, which wouldn't surprise me, it has to be tactical nukes. And if that's the case, Russia has to say, sorry, we're going to have to put our foot down there, and that means foot down right on top of Israel and squash it into nothingness, probably with Oreshniks. They've got no choice. It's not that I don't think Russia wants to do it. There's a lot of Israeli Russians who are Jewish leaving back to Russia as we speak on the plane. Some of them are horribly racist. I saw one of them at the airport in Moscow pick up a small, because there's Muslims in Russia too, of course. It's I don't know how their society works. It's a very good culture if they can integrate so many different cultures within their borders. And I think it's working because they're indigenous. They're indigenous to this to Russia. They're not like introduced as they are in the West from another country. So anyway, good luck to them with their the only country on earth that has actual workable multiculturalism, with a united nationalistic patriotism towards Russia. There's a lot of Chechens fighting in Ukraine, for example. So anyway, back to the point. So this Israeli guy, Israeli Russian, completely racist, saw a Muslim kid, toddler, at the airport. You've probably seen it. Picked him up and slammed him with all the force he had onto the concrete floors. The most disgusting video I've seen. I've seen building collapses on children in Gaza, but this is just horrible. This is the nature of the people. Anyway, so Russia tries not to be bad to Israel, but you know what? They're going to have to be. It's not a want to, it's a have to. And if that escalates to that level of psychopathic insanity, Dr Strange, Netanyahu's sitting on top of the nuke, as riding the nuke into Tehran. So if it gets, that's the level we're at. Russia as reluctantly will pull out the strap and spank their kids.